Hi friends, Navah Hopkins here, and I wanted to share with you a couple of thoughts on transitioning from one software vendor to another. We're going to talk about this from the standpoint of managing PPC accounts, but this does translate to a variety of other areas. When we're going from one partner to another, one of the biggest things we want to make sure is that we get to hold our accounts, i.e., our ad accounts aren't tied to staying with that vendor. That means that just because you go from, say, Optimizer to someone else or from someone else to Optimizer, you take your account with you. Now, at Optimizer, we run almost entirely through an API. While we do have some MCCs, most of the functions do run through an API. Not all tools do that. Some tools require you to go into their MCC. They do that because channel relationships incentivize those tools to make money off of having accounts in that MCC. So one thing just to keep an eye on is whether your account is still linked to that legacy tool, because it might mean that changes are made to your account without your knowledge, but it also is giving them channel revenue that, and depending on who you are, you may want that revenue for yourself because most ad platforms are going to have it based off of the last linked account. So you just want to make sure that you have that at your disposal. Another thing to keep a lookout for are scripts or rules that were put into the account that you may not be aware of. So what that means is most vendors will have some proprietary, whether it's the strategy or the tech, that they want to make sure that you take advantage of because you're a customer. When you leave, that tech may actually run kind of chaotically without their systems in place. So you want to make sure that you go through and actually remove any scripts or rules that are in the account that you did not specifically set up. You also want to take a look for conversion goals because sometimes vendors will add additional conversion goals or events to make sure that their things are tracking. But it could result in double counting for you, which will again make the algorithms not quite behave. The final thing I'll say to take a look out for is just the terms of whatever your engagement is. In most cases, most softwares will allow you to do month to month and obviously give you a discount if you are willing to go for a longer engagement. There are other tools that will let you sign up for what's called a paid trial, so you can go through the full onboarding process and really see how it works. We at Optimizer believe in full functionality in the trial. So you're able to work from the jump. But as you're testing software partners, bear in mind that not all softwares will let you actually make changes and do the thing with the tool in the trial. So give yourself the time to really test what you're looking to do and make sure that you're testing for the right things. So for example, Lead Optimizer help you with a whole bunch of things. Other partner vendors might help specifically with reporting or specifically with budget pacing, specifically with creative. So just make sure that you know what you're testing for and that you give yourself the time to test. Hope you found this video helpful. It's really meant just to be a useful resource of things to check and a bonus tip because this is for everybody, not just people looking for software advice. A lot of times software vendors will actually impose really highly segmented structure into accounts. And in today's world, that is not the ideal way to manage ad accounts. So just make sure that whatever you're doing with your account structure, it's an account structure that you, the human, will feel comfortable managing regardless of what vendor you end up going with. Because just because the account structure worked for that software doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Thank you so much for investing some time and hope you found this helpful. Cheers, guys.